wish for, but still something was missing. What? I didn't know. That's when I saw him. So smooth, so carefree. He was real, I thought. He could make me real. When I saw you, when you were cruising in your car, well, I was down, I was lost and insecure. It's magical he found me, summer breeze bringing a change of fate. He came by to ask me for a ride with him. Reality reminds me it could just be another drag. Miracles don't happen every day, you see. My days were changing. Excitements I didn't expect. I never knew riding with you could bring so much wonder. Everything a surprise. Your beautiful machine never slows, never stops. This was real, I knew. My life was turning real. You have no clue how long I've waited for this time. Life was a bore till you pulled me out of bed. Mysterious as we ride, I foresee we will never stop till we get to somewhere unexplored someday. It's destiny that we met. It's a thrill I was looking for. No one else could lighten up my heart this way. Delirious, hypnotic, drips and curves are new tricks for me. Driving shows me wonders never seen before. So endlessly, scenes move on. City lights shift to starry skies, sandy beach and forest. I can't wait for more. When I saw you, when you were cruising in your car, well, I was down, I was all lost and insecure. It's magical you found me, summer breeze bringing a change of fate. You came by to ask me for a ride with you. It's destiny that we met. It's a thrill I was looking for. No one else could lighten up my heart this way.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Perfect. That's exactly how the stream should start. Oh my god, OBS. Just... Come on now. Thank you. Hi. Oh, great. Now you changed the camera too. Wonderful. Good. Look, take a look at some Gundams. Hi. Hello. Back. I am not in the mood today. I'm so not in the mood today, and yet here I am. The Chibi Robo poster is looking like it's gonna be sagging soon. Hi. It's me, Bob. I'm here, I'm alive. It's a good classic way to start a stream, huh? This lens is dusty. I'm back. And feeling not the best on account of you know, if you know, you know. And yet, you know, the wheel keeps on turning, and you have to go on in some way. That's the idea. You keep going on. So here I am going on. The plan today is not to play anything. I feel it would be a little too harsh on my limbic system. I don't know. I have shopping bags full of stuff I need to sort. As an introduction back to the story, earlier in the year, I inherited basically a whole load of 8-bit Atari computer stuff. Which includes an Atari 600 XL, an Atari 800 XL, controllers, games. Hi, Juge. I got a couple of printers I don't know what to do with. Number pads, at least one of which I've been sold. Hey, Gamer Penguins. Hope you're both doing well. And included in that was the first sadness of the day. I'm actually gonna cry when that happens again. Yeah, the original plan for today was to maybe do a memorial stream for Artorias, and the more I kept looking at pictures, the more I realized that wasn't gonna happen. It doesn't need to happen either, to be perfectly honest, but I'm just gonna try to move forward and remember him fondly. I'm sure I'll be talking about him a lot still today. But anyway, I got shopping bags full of magazines and books. And they've just been sitting here, taking up space. Kind of like me. And I thought today would be a good opportunity to kind of go through them, look at them, read through some of them. The books are all in Dutch, so we're going to be looking at pictures, and I'm going to kind of classify them and whatever. But some of the magazines are UK magazines, I think. Look, here. Analog Computing. This month, programming issue. Featuring Trade Secrets, Window Graphics, Life in the Fast Lay, and the Dragon Lord Dungeon Editor, and also titties on the back. It should be fun to look through these, and what I want to do is see what is worth keeping, what is worth selling, what maybe could use with some archiving, potentially. I don't know if any of these are online, you know? These are all collected by that family friend in the 80s, during the heyday. You all know that I enjoy a good amount of game preservation. And it's something that'll keep my mind occupied in these difficult times. All right. What else before we begin? I have my desk camera set up. Let's see if it actually works. It does. All right. Why did you move? How did you move? I don't have much other news, really. Everything has been centered around Artorias and just managing the logistics of all of that and all the feelings. You know, I am blessed to have a loving partner who is my true companion through this. You know, this is something we're both going through. And we've been helping each other out, kind of tagging in and out whenever necessary. Built little memorials for him. The house is, of course, weirdly empty. But at the same time, he had already been going downhill since last year. Last year, in April, he had his second little paralysis attack, and that limited him to downstairs. So we were already kind of not used to having him up here, unless we brought him here. And then over the last few months, he became increasingly bedbound. So in some ways, we've been more grieving him all along, you know. But anyway, I don't want to be too much of a bummer. He was a good cat. So, like, I have several types of things to look at today. Because this is not a book. This is a zine, essentially. Oh shit, there was a piece of paper in there. So some of these are, like, highly, highly localized. This is from the, what is it? The Atari Users Foundation in Nijmegen. This is from 1985. That's before I was born. There's some personal stuff in here too. There's like this. This is like a little workbook of my family friend's daughter, where he was trying to teach her how to program using a program called Logo. I'm familiar with Logo because we used a Logo type program at school in Aruba. But anyway, so I don't know exactly how this is going to be structured. I have a little spreadsheet. Does desktop work on this one? No, it doesn't. I have to go to this. I have like a little spreadsheet set up. Oh. I forgot that does work. That's funny. We're just gonna go and have a nice little look and listen to some music. Some of these are manuals, actually, like actual official manuals also. Some of these, look, this is just photocopied. Fascinating. But those might be worth nothing, and then there's some loose papers and stuff here too. But I want to go through the books first. The proper books. You're gonna be hearing some Dutch. Sorry. Look, this is just a notebook with a bunch of papers in them. Okay. These are all very personal items, but I don't know what any of this means. This is just him experimenting with some of this stuff, you know? Because these 8-bit computers, they were all about just programming your own shit in BASIC Also, I also have a few of these. Well, a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fucking big old binders. With what in them? I don't know. That just printed out programs and articles. Yeah, I don't know how to go through this either. Advertisements, schematics. I don't know how to classify these. Learning is fun. Hold on, what's this? There might be some treasure in these. Learning is fun. Juggles House, a guide for children and parents. That's a friendly little guy. This is like a manual for a piece of software. So this might be worth something. So, you know, this one stream probably won't cover everything because there's just so much of it. The warranty card here. Alright, let's go through the books right now first. Here. Adventure. A guide with 3 exciting adventures for the Atari XL/XE. So we've got various racist caricatures. That's a British man? I'm pretty sure. That looks exactly like a British man to me. We don't talk about that one, or that one, or that one. That guy looks familiar to me. So this, I think, is basic programs of some adventure games, which you would have to type in all on your own. Is this originally in Dutch? I think it is. First printing, 1860. Yeah. Treasure of the Incas. They got cool graphics. That's not... Okay, so there's a lot of text. Then there's a bunch of code. But like, is this all of the code, or just is it just instructions for the code? Oh, this is cool. Like the whole game is designed, right? There's a map in here, there's illustrations. Okay, so is this the actual program? Yeah. That was just instructions. But this is the actual code. So what's this then? Maybe just a diagrammatically. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of lines of code. This is nothing. Does this fold out? No. The Curse of Nefreatot. So this is Egyptian. Do they all like have a Yeah, they all have like they all teach a new different thingy. That's cool. Oh, because this one is not if. This is not if then. This one actually takes input. That's cool. So you can actually navigate spaces. And there's an inventory. Man, what would it have been? What would the world have been if, like, this was the norm still? Every game came with its own design, you know? That would have been cool. This is a lion lady with big old titties. The Secret of Landucia. You got loops. I wonder if more kids would be because the tools to make games are easier than ever. The industry itself is just such a horrible place. This tree has a face. Random enemies. That's cool. This guy? Also British. Obviously. Blacksmith. Yeah, so that is 3 adventures for the Atari XL. Let me just put it in the adventures for the Atari. So, adventures for the Atari XL XE edition. Sell. I'm probably gonna sell this. It's cute, but it takes up space. Where am I gonna put everything? On the ground. Next book. Oh, here it is. Logo. Logo is a computer language developed just for kids. Is this originally in Dutch? Anne Mahler. Original title, Logo Programming, a practical guide for parents and teachers. 1984. Anne Mahler. Anne Mahler is not Dutch. Is this the first printing? 1985. Because I remember logo is just like... I had a lot of trouble actually learning this back in school. But you have like a little triangle in the center that's called a turtle. That's why that's why you'll see a turtle as a logo, and that can basically be used to draw lines and shapes. And you just give it commands. You know, you say go forward so many pixels, turn so many degrees, lift pen, etc. But I remember there were some kids, you could tell that they were gifted. We were like somewhere between 12 and 15, I think. They could make some pretty cool shapes and drawings. I don't know to what extent it was at all interactive. Cartesian coordinates. No. I prefer my geometry to be non-Euclidean. So you can use text. Some of these seem like... Yeah, this book itself isn't for kids. It's for telling parents why computers be good. What computers are good for. You know, hailing Satan, of course. Making a little guy. And learning about fractals. Okay, so there is text. Yeah. All the different kinds of logo. Cool. Logo. Een kindvriendelijk computertaal. Ja. Logo. Logo disambiguation. Logo, the programming language. Wally Fairteig and Seymour Papert and Cynthia Solomon. Alright, cool. Logo. Een kindvriendelijk computertaal. Which is a book in Dutch condition. I don't know. The cover has seen better days, but inside it's still perfect. So I'll call it a 9. And I'm probably gonna sell it. Here, Atari 600 AXL, 800 XL, practical tips, programs, and basic. No author? Oh, Albert Sickler. I think this is just a... what year is this? 85? 85 is kind of late for 600, 800 XL, isn't it? They came out in 82 or 83? Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. Alright, hardware, hard. Software, soft. That guy, I feel like is wearing someone else's face. That's not a regular skull. Okay, so see, here's the Ataris with several accessories. That's the cassette deck. I have that. That's the floppy disk drive. I have that. That's the drawing pen that you can use to draw on the screen. I have that. Although I'm trying to sell it because there's like 1 or 2 programs that work with it. And that's the plotter. That's like a simple little printer thing. I also have that. How to do math with your computer. It's so funny, right? Nowadays, you don't think about what am I going to do with my computer. I'm going to go to my computer and I'm going to connect to the internet and I'm going to expose myself to the horrors of the world and worsen my mental illness. But back then, it's like, okay, I have a computer. What can I actually do with it? And it's not even like... Most of this is not even about... Because these computers don't have operating systems. They don't have a basic thing. You can't... You could enter text. That's what you could do. Everything else, even calculating, you need to use the code. This man has... Well, I mean, his face is still... There's still something wrong with his face. But he's got quite a little driving sim setup over here. Yeah, and it's just more programs. But it's teaching you what arrays are. From what little I've experienced of it so far, just coding in BASIC. Anything more than 10 lines, you're gonna lose track. Strings. Oh, we're only halfway through. Oh, it's got all the little symbols. That's cool. Yeah, there's also not much else going on here for me. See, I'm never selling the actual Ataris because they're essentially family heirlooms. But there's still a little bit of like, yeah, what am I going to do with them? And I'm probably never going to have the time to actually learn BASIC or code things in BASIC or anything like that. But, you know, it's little gaming machines. They're still pretty good. You know, I got some good joysticks. So I think as little gaming machines, they'll still work. They'll still do well. But as actual computers that I will code stuff on, that I will use in the way that these books sometimes present as, look at all the things you can do with your computer. I'd like to get the little plotter to work. And then I think it will be cool to have, you could get like a flash card that has like Wi-Fi connectivity. It does make me wonder if it would be possible to have, you know, for like a stream type situation, to have the Atari online and people would be able to send messages through the little plotter that I could print out. That kind of stuff sounds kind of cool to me. That sounds kind of appealing. Atari 600... Atari 600 XL, 800 XL, because their branding sucks. Practice tips. Practice tips. Programas. Basic. Which is a book. And it's in Dutch. And its condition is... I've got one small semi-fold here. A little bit of text. Water damage? A little bit of pencil. I think otherwise good. I'm gonna give it a 9. And we're probably gonna sell it. Probably gonna throw these up on Vinted. Atari Peaks and Pokes. Peaks and pokes are ways, I believe in BASIC on these old 8-bit computers, in which you can access and change the memory directly. Original title: Peaks and Pokes zu Atari 680 XL. Is that what it was called in Germany? This is originally German. This is also 1985. You know, you could. This is the kind of stuff that would allow you to go. The thing is, too, these books are cool. It's cool to have. Right? Oh, a vector for initiating the startup of the cassette recorder. But I would imagine there's nothing in these books that I wouldn't be able to find online if I really, really wanted to. 40 years later. And I'm not gonna go that deep into programming where I need to care about peaks and pokes. But very cool for the nerdlingers. This music is too sad. Oh, shit. I have to actually put it in the thing. Atari. Geeks and Folks. Book. It's Dutch. Its condition is, it's got some prints. It's got pen marks. But it's otherwise in really good condition. It's got an address in there, but that's not a problem. 9. Going on the pile. Machinataal for Atari XLXE computers. Machinataal means machine language. We already immediately have a problem with this book. It the spine came loose, but only slightly. I wonder if I could glue that back myself, or if it's better to just leave it. Machine language, machine language. What are we talking, like assembly? This is from the year 1987. I was born then. Yeah. Load and store. Yeah, see, this is I don't know what to do with any of this. Oh, there's papers in here. Somebody tried. Somebody tried. This is just, see, I don't know what to do with these. What do I do with these? Do these go with the book? Do I keep them? Do I just throw them out? This is just code. There's nothing else particularly personal about it. It's just every single line of the program, isn't it? Easy font, 1987. Can I put this back together? 860. This is the end of the program. For 30, so that goes there. Where's the beginning? Because we end here at 600, so this is 610. Yeah, that's the entire program. I don't quite know what to do with this. Because in the end, it's just... nothing particularly sentimental about it, and it is just the same program, just typed out and printed. You know. There's more. Anything else? Oh, there's notes here. Ah, that's cute. You check them. I have to put a maybe in the cell keep row. Machinetal. Machinetal. For Atari XL XE computers. Book. Dutch. Also Dutch. From 8 cell. Maybe? Notes. Spine coming loose. Some pencil notes on code pages as loose extra loose printouts with code on them. Not part of book. We are already through 5 books. Afmattende spelen voor uw Atari. I don't even know what that means. Is that even correct Dutch? Al deze spelen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a bunch of games. This is from the year. Awesome games for your Atari computer. Yeah. 1984, reprinted in 85. Oh, this is translated from English. Keyboard memory. Oh, that would be so much fun. This is a whole lot of games, though. All these cute illustrations. It's so funny to get glimpses into a world in which capitalism doesn't like make everything about efficiency, you know? We don't live in a world where there's flourishes anymore. I don't mean that to be nostalgic, because I'm not. This is not something from my childhood. I'm not nostalgic for it. I'm nostalgic for the idea that an artist could get paid to make cute little drawings for a cheap book about Atari Basic programs. The Shakespeare Shuffle. This is have newspapers. It's not. It's a glimpse into many different other worlds, I'll say, not just one. Afmattende spelen voor uw Atari. 600 XL, 800 XL. Like, Atari really messed up by not giving this computer line a single name. Oh, these poor people that had to write these titles became even worse when the XE line came out. It's a book. It's in Dutch. It's 9. Sell it. I don't know how I'm gonna sell them, if I'm gonna combine them in any way or do them separately. Strategic games for the Atari 600XL, 800XL, and 130XE. So this is, somebody paid 7 guilders for this. This is 1986. Right? Original title, Writing Strategy Games on Your Atari. Yeah, that's just basic. Just imagine if, like Nintendo released Mario Maker, the Mario Maker games, right? People were able to be so creative with those. I never played them, but I've seen things. And all kinds of other games too that have instruction stuff in them. But instead what we get, the best things kids get to learn how to make games, and it teaches them everything, including how horribly exploitative the industry is fucking Roblox. So, you know, that's the Roblox isn't about the Warp Trog. Roblox isn't about the unending curiosity that the creation of interactive entertainment can bring. It's just about finding the next thing to cash out on. This is in good condition. Call this a 10. Strategische spellen voor de Atari. Do I go with the full title? I'll go with the full title. 600XL, 100XL, and 30XE. Book. Touch. 10. Yes. No loose anything in this. Nope. We are now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Programming with Atari Basic. I love that it actually shows little graphics. Has this yellowed over time, or is this just the original color? The 80s grime. This is just going to be more of the same, right? Basic programs. 84. Had 3 printings in 84 alone. Originally titled Inside Atari Basic. I kind of like this one. These are nice illustrations. No, not this one. This is like pretty good. This is a really nice book. Here's the plotter. Yeah, I like that this has pictures. But I also like the way it's printed. It's very pleasant to my brain how they have the icons for all the keys and all that kind of shit. An Oreo? But it's, yeah, because a lot of the other ones, when they show a whole lot of code, it's very dry. Oh. Just nothing, just a piece of paper. This feels like it's a really clear step-by-step. Some music. Oh, I kind of like this one. I like this one so much, I might keep it. It would be fun to, at some point, if I can hook up the Ataris again, to maybe go through this book and do all the things, you know? Graphs. But this seems like it's actually a really, really good explanation that still goes into a lot of detail. Sets colors. Hey, Blair fan. Do you have old manuals at home? This is not a game manual. This is how to program Atari Basic. Do you know how to program Atari Basic? Do you ever have a weird cowboy hovering over your big giant... This is a gargantuan TV to have on a desk, isn't it? No, I like this one. This one I'm gonna consider keeping unless it goes for like a high price. If someone's willing to pay 30 euros for it, it's gone. But if not, I might do a stream with it. Hold on, I have to put it in the database. Programmeren met Atari Basic. Which is a book. And it's Dutch. And it's 10. It's a maybe. Alright, next book. On Safari with the Atari. The complete Atari book underscore. Complete Atari underscore book for the 400, 800, 600 XL, 800 XL, 65 XE, 130 XE. Ooh. I'm assuming Wiechert van Engelen. I'm assuming this was not originally written in English. Make another printout of code. Yeah, that might have to be thrown out. This is from the year 1985. This is another one of those that's really dry, right? Oh, there's pictures. Never mind. Never mind. There's color pictures. It even explains the differences between the different computers up to that point. Wait, does the Atari 800 XL really have 48K? I thought it had 64. Am I confused? Atari 800 XL. Yeah, no, it's supposed to have 64K of memory. I know they potentially changed that by release, so maybe they were just late? I don't know. But yeah, this is, what does the return key do? What does the escape key do? The escape key isn't working, I'm still here. Oh. Oh, beautiful programs. Gay Atari. I'm just gonna go look at the color pictures now. That's a thing. That's another thing. Here's some stuff. Yeah. Oh, text and a little guy. That's the Tesla stock value. Yep. That's Pac-Man. Bouncing ball. That's a rhinoceros. You ever seen a rhinoceros in your computer? I don't think so. More gay stuff. That's like a little guy in his car. A rotating cube? That's cool. So cool, a rotating cube. This cube potentially rotates. Does it really though? Is it like 3D? 260. 260. Let's see how big that program is. Maybe we can type it in on an emulator. It's not 260. A wine glass. I don't think it's a 3D rotating cube. Atari isn't that strong. These are filled in. Was there another picture thing? Alright, what was this one called? Op Safari door de Atari. Op Safari door de Atari. Yes, some pencil. We are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 books deep. I think that is all the normal books. Actually. I think everything else is zine or manual or something. Or notebook. So we'll go through that too. Check. Right. This. Hey. Pokey Player is not public domain. Please respect the author's rights. Distributed in the UK by Page 6 Magazine. Revised Pokey Player by Craig Chamberlain, Sea Alliance Software. So this went with Page 6 Magazine, which I do have a few of those. What is Pokey Player? Introduction. Have you ever wanted to show your computer buddies that your Atari computer can do more than just play games? Have you ever wondered if your computer's sound generators could do more than make explosion sounds? Have you ever had the desire to compose your own music, but didn't want to learn an instrument? Oh god, dude. This is like an ad for those AI music makers. Have you ever been interested in electronic music, but didn't want to spend several dollars on hardware. $3? Too much. Or have you ever tried to use the Atari Music Composer cartridge but have given up in disgust due to its many limitations? Of the 3 special chips in the Atari computers, the one that produces sounds, called Pokey for port and keyboard controller, is the most overlooked and underused. The Pokey is a rather versatile chip being used by Atari not only in their own computers, but in their arcade games as well, such as Missile Command. Pokey Player is a music editing and playing utility for Atari home computers. This music system is designed to allow full access to the wide variety of sound that can be generated by the Pokey chip. Using Pokey Player, it is possible to produce music of an appreciable quality. You can use the joystick to enter and edit notes. A brief course in electronic music. See, this would also be fun to make on stream. I do wonder if I can find this online. Music. Revised Pokey Player. PDF version? Is that full? Yep, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, there's a PDF. So that could be fun to make on stream at some point. Revised Pokey Player. Other English. It's in good condition. Give it a 9. Cell. Yeah. Pencil. Page numbers. Alright, this is real and official.
Gratitude. Lucia has donated your 10.00 to the BOBSTREAM.
Thank you so much, Lucia. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. For a while, all contributions will go to, basically to our savings, which have been gutted quite a bit by all the costs of the veterinary and cremation costs for Artorias. So, really appreciate it. This is a look. I have a fake one of these. Hold on. Not a fake one, a photocopied one. It would be fun to sell these together, I suppose. What does this say? EXP 1000. Alright. But this... do I have the Atari Writer cartridge? Is that even in my database? I don't know. If I have the Atari Writer cartridge. No, I don't have the Atari stuff in my database yet. But that's like a... I think I do, because I remember playing with it. That's just a basic word processor for the Atari computers. Whether you're a student facing a term paper, a business professional with frequent reports to write, or an aspiring novelist, Atari Writer can help you beat those deadlines with time to spare. No more tedious typing and retyping of drafts. Atari Writer lets you edit and reorganize your copy until it's just right. Yeah, this is from the age of people using typewriters. This is cute. Completely unnecessary. Atari Writer at a glance. They look like this. Clean copy in minutes. What I recall, I'm not going to take them out now because they're in boxes and they're it's a little precarious, everything. And this room is enough of a mess as it is. But I recall the Atari computers not having apostrophe keys. And I haven't been able to find how to make the apostrophe work. I would imagine... Is there an apostrophe here? Yeah. Clean copy in minutes. From screen to paper, now you can print. How much? I have an Atari. Oh, Ebler. Hold on. I'll do it. I have an Atari number pad. I have an Atari light pen. I have an Atari 1050 disk drive. I'm not going to take everything out. But essentially, I have... This is the 800 XL. Where's the apostrophe key? No idea. But I also have a 600 XL. They're both in this one's a little yellow. The 800 XL needs new RAM chips, though. Unfortunately. So here's the story behind all of this. On the street where I was born, the neighborhood where I was born, here in the Netherlands, still lives an old family friend who used to, he and his wife, who passed away a few years ago, unfortunately, used to babysit us. They were basically like our aunts and uncle. And my brother, when he came back to the Netherlands to study, he stayed with them for a few years because he went to school at a university in the next city over. And I came to visit them. I came to visit him once for a winter, for a couple of weeks. And this lovely man, I was 15, so I was an idiot. This lovely man knows I like video games, right? And this is 2000. Let's think. 2003, 2002 maybe. I had a GameCube. This lovely man shows me his little home office, and he shows me his old Atari and Donkey Kong and stuff. A Donkey Kong cartridge. And he's like, look, isn't this cool? And me, being 15 and an idiot, said, this is just a bunch of old shit. And I regretted that ever since, basically. Once I grew up, once I started having an appreciation for old games, once I understood what he had. Now, unfortunately, I also developed avoidant personality disorder. So I didn't really keep in touch with him. And I had always thought, once I get myself sorted out, I can go and maybe reconnect with him. And who knows, maybe if he still has all that old stuff, he can put me in his will. And once he passes, maybe I can get it now that I have an appreciation for it. I didn't even remember what it was, because I didn't know. I thought maybe it was an MSX, or once I learned what 8-bit computers were, I was like, oh man. Last year, I finally did reconnect with him. And funnily enough, he remembered that moment where I called it old shit. But he had no hard feelings. He even said, what I always liked about you is you just said what you felt. Which it turned out was undiagnosed ADHD, but that's another thing. And he said, like, yeah, if you want it, it's yours. I'm like, all of it? He's like, yeah, all of it, whatever. Just come back another time and you can grab it. So earlier this year, yeah, I got the 2 Ataris, a bunch of games on cartridges, discs. I have like several hundred floppy disks, most of which are copied stuff. A bunch of hardware, and these entire bags full of magazines and manuals and stuff that I'm now trying to sort through. There's gonna be several more streams of that. Some of it I'm selling off. I don't need all of it. It's taking up a lot of room. I got like 2 old printers. I'm never gonna use them. Some of it I'm keeping it forever. And you know, they're like basically family heirlooms. Like, he is family too. He's a wonderful man. I hope this summer to go back. He still has some old Windows computer stuff that would be nice to have here also, that I could give a good home. But also, even though I'm not a fan of my father, he played on these things with my father. Like, there's a Donkey Kong cartridge that is original from back then, and joysticks that they played with. And that still gives me a sense of connection, you know. So a lot of it I'm keeping, but a lot of these books and magazines I'm going to try to find a good way to get rid of. But I'm still curious, how much can you write with Atari Writer? How much text can you enter in your computer before it becomes overcrowded? Depends on how much free memory it has available, which in turn depends on how much RAM it's equipped with. Does it actually say anything? It just tells you how much free memory. You can figure on about 1500 bytes for each standard double-spaced page. What happens? You can save it to a cassette or a disk drive. I have both. Word processing Wonderland! Advanced editing with Atari Writer. Search and replace. Print preview. File formatting. Double column printing. Elongated print. Double width. And a reference guide. Capitalization. Chaining print files. Condensed print delete file. Yeah, but how do I do an apostrophe? I'd love to actually write something. What I would like, oh, and this is the warranty card. What I would like is, I don't really need to mod them, I think. I know you have the 130XE, which is 128K of RAM. I could potentially mod it to have... You have mods that give it like up to 4 megabytes of RAM. But I think one of those cartridges that either lets you save to an SD card or can like spoof itself to be a disk drive or even has Wi-Fi in it would be enough to do stuff on the computer and save it to a real computer. But that would be interesting, I think, to actually write stuff on it. Is this... Why is this paper like this? Oh, I see. It's single-sided. But yeah, this is the same book. Just, copied. Hilarious. I guess I would keep them as a pair. Atari? Writer. Manual. Other. English. It's in great condition. I'll give it a 10. Sell, yes. Also, not hand copied, but like manually copied version. Atari 8-bit apostrophe. If you go to the character set, there is an apostrophe here, isn't it? This is an apostrophe. It's next to the ampersand. So it exists, it's just not on the keyboard. Okay, next. I don't know what this is. Oh! Oh shit! Atari Writer quick reference. It doesn't say anything about apostrophe. Me and my fucking apostrophe. Okay, so this goes with the regular thing. Includes reference card. I don't know what this is. This is another Atari Writer in Dutch manual. Manually copied. Don't know what to do with that. Atari Writer manual copied. Other. Dutch 4 3 yellow tab things. Atari Writer manual copied. Other, what time is it? It's 8. Dutch. Spiral bound. Blue cover. Anything in here? Oh, there's something in here. What is this? Just more Atari Writer stuff. Yeah, with this, I don't know what to do. Can't imagine someone would want to buy that. Me and my Atari. This is from the library. Oh no, afgeschreven. Okay, so they got rid of this. It's funny that there's 2 copies. It's from the year 1984. Let's go. This is the best looking copy. This is for kids. All right. Just basic spelliches. Then just a little quiz. It's a good condition though. Better than the library copy. Just wondering if this is on like on Vinted. Nope. Okay, ik en mijn Atari. Book. Dutch. This is in pretty good condition. I call this a 9. Yeah. And then ik en mijn Atari library version. Book. Dutch. A bit of a worse condition. It's been used by the chillin'. I think it does have all pages. Oh, the cover's a little loose. Yeah. So I'll give it a 6. Cover a little loose. Library stamps. This is... Is this official? I think this is just the official manual for the disk drive. Also in decent condition. $1985. Pencil writing on the front. Thank you, Blair. Thanks for hanging out. Atari DOS 2.5. 1050 disk drive. Hope you have a nice evening. Book. Manual. Manual. Oh. I have manual. It is in Dutch. Neither Dutch. Yes. Pencil writing on cover. Loose stuff. I don't know how official this is. I suppose this could go with the printer. If this is the same printer that I think it is. The NL10. This is one of my printers that I have. So it would be cool to have this with that, which means it's not going in with this stuff. Congratulations! You are now the proud owner of one of the best dot matrix printers around. With a touch of your finger, you can choose fast quality draft printing or superb near letter quality printing. Despite its advanced features, your printer is amazingly easy to use and is compatible with nearly every computer on the market by using a special integrated interface cartridge. Manual's a little wonky. Printer paper guide. User's manual. I don't know about the user's manual. Oh, this is the user's manual. It's not spiral bound like in the actual user's manual. But this is gonna go with that, so this is gonna go separate. This is a notebook of nothing. I don't think there's anything like... There might be addresses in here. This is just code. It's not... Most of it isn't even used. I don't know what to do with that, to be perfectly honest. Alright, so escape. The official magazine of Stichting Atari Gebruikers, which is the Atari Users Foundation. This is number 1. Basically a zine with code. $65 XP. Wait, let me get all of these things. The one. There's just 2. Oh, they're both the same. Okay. Also nothing.
Exclamation. Yuan underscore underscore has resubscribed to the BOBSTREAM and has been a subscriber for 33 months. Hey Bobby Bob Boo Bob 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 Booby Bob Bobby Boo Bobber Boyd 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 Wob Wob Bob.
Hey Yuan. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. So these are both first issue. I wonder. Again, I've seen someone sell zines. Escape. Atari. No. Escape. Stichting Atari. Yeah, I don't know what to do with these. Escape issue 1, which is an other. It's in Dutch. They're both in good condition. They're not exactly the same color. It says it's a reprint. Popular enough. Imagine your zine being popular enough to be a reprint. That's kind of cool. Give them 9s. Yes. 2 copies. We've got some other weird shit. This is from the Compy Shop. You ever been to the Compy Shop? For Bebo DOS? Oh, this isn't even bound. And it's in German. Das Bebo DOS. Yeah, I guess it's a disk operating system, but what is this? Is just a manual for the software. Yeah, I don't know. Compy Shop Bebo DOS manual. Hey Grace. Thank you. It's been a weird couple of weeks. But you know, keep going. Manual. German. Do you know, Grace, do you know about the Compy Shop? You know anything about the Compy Shop? And they sold at least a manual for Bebo DOS. I don't know what Bebo DOS is. 8, maybe? I don't know what to do with the compy shop. What is this? Disclaimer of all warranties and like this is not. Where's the cover? This is also logo. This is another logo manual. The Atari logo reference manual. But this is also copied. And doesn't have a cover. Alright. Atari logo reference manual. Copy. Manual. We I don't know what to say about Artorias, you know. I had thought about doing like a whole stream, a whole slideshow of all his pictures and tell his life story and stuff, but it was just a little too painful. I don't think I could do it justice, and I don't think it's necessary. Like it's I'm cool grieving in private, you know. The truth is, like, I've said this before, but the truth is, ever since he got hit by another paralysis event last year, like, a part of him already passed away then. Because he was already limited. Like, we were looking, me and Mrs. Bob were looking through pictures together, and he was like a different cat, because he no longer had access to the upstairs. He no longer could jump and go up the stairs. So he lost a part of his life then already, and...
Gratitude. Gracie has donated your 5.00 to the BOBSTREAM.
Thank you, Grace. I think we've been pre-grieving, even before we went on vacation. You know, we're giving him medication, and because last year the medication worked so well, we had reason to believe he would recover again, but he just didn't. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And all of a sudden, we just woke up and we made a decision, and it was just terrible. And also the right thing to do. And that's a weird thing to live with. And I miss him a lot. So, in his honor, we keep on living, right? Atari logo reference manual. Copy. English. 7. Maybe? Spiral. Missing a cover. Guess it's missing a cover, yeah. Is it complete even? 195. I don't know if it's complete. It goes up to chapter 5. Oh, then this one is the rest of it. Right? This is the rest of it, chapter 6. Ah, yeah, okay. In 2 parts. Not sure what to do with this one. These are like personal logo workbooks that were used by that lovely man's daughter, so I'm not gonna do anything with those. Those might go into some kind of a thing. I still felt terrible about the decision. Yeah, it's you know, Grace, I'm also thinking about putting him in the Aruba game as a little something, some way. It's just such a thing. It's like, yeah, it sucks. It's horrible. It's the best thing you could do. That's life. you know. So now the next question is, do I go with... What's this? What's this? This is copied. This is a magazine copy. It's also not going anywhere. He was also our first pet together. And I would probably say this if I managed to get 20 years with him, but 6.5 years was not enough. And he didn't deserve what happened to him, you know. He didn't deserve for his body to give up on him like that. What I'm gonna do... We have several, like, weird ways of memorializing him. We've got some footprints of him before. That we put in a frame with his name as, like, a little thing. We should be getting his ashes soon. My younger sibling, who's a wonderful artist, is going to do a little portrait of him. And I still have like a little statue of Artorias, the game character, downstairs, and I might put it here somewhere in the background. And yeah, I got rid of the normal Artorias drops for obvious reason, but there is a memorial drop now that is probably going to bring me to tears every time it drops, but it can only drop, I think it can only drop once every hour. I'm going to leave the emojis in for now. But yeah, moving on. This is just an empty file folder. I also have... Oh, this is a magazine. That belongs on the magazine pile. But I have binders. What's the front? This is the front. With stuff in it. Most of this is going to be copied stuff, right? So I'm a little less excited about it. It takes up a lot of room. I have this. See, I got all this. This came with the package, Grace. This came with the package of all the Ataris, all the literature. Let's just say. I'm just sorting through. I'm just finally taking some time to sort through all of it, because I think some of it can be. I don't know if any of it can be thrown away. But I want to have it sorted. I want to have it cataloged. Look, I'm properly cataloging it all. But I have dozens of manuals now here too. Not manuals, magazines. I just have more bags full of magazines. A few hundred of them? I don't know. Oh, this is a book. Is this a book? No, this is another binder of copied stuff. So I'm just trying to work my way through it and catalog it, and potentially some of it I can throw up on Vinted and get rid of it that way, and you know, fund my bad hobbies. But other stuff too. I'm just looking through it now for the first time. This is what I've been avoiding, but we have to go through the magazines now, so let's just go. Some of these magazines will be fun to go through. Where are we now? We're at 8:30. So, maybe not the Dutch ones, but some of them are in English. Atari Magazine. Our Man in London. This is mostly text, huh? That's that character from the Unity AI. I mean, honestly, I don't wanna go through these too fast, but I think the Dutch ones I am gonna go through because I'm not in the mood to translate. But this looks in good condition. Some of these are a little younger in the sense that they're more from the Atari ST age. Lease an Atari ST. Atari magazine. You learned program from 80s programming books in like 1999. That's like hold on. One of these I really like, and I maybe won't sell. Or like this one. Programming with Atari Basic. I really like the illustrations in this one. I was thinking about it would be fun to do this on stream. Because some of the other ones are just. I mean, wait, one of them is assembly code, but some of the other ones are just like, yeah, here is a fucking program. Here's 3,000 lines of basic. Have fun. I imagine most people who put these games in their 8-bit computers and spent hours typing it all in, making sure everything was correct and whatever, then didn't spend a single minute actually playing them. Atari Magazine. Year 2. Number 3. Floppy disks, yeah, that helps. Right, I need a year. May, Juni, 1986. The magazine, it's Dutch. It's Atari Magazine. Stichting Atari Gebruikers. Is that the same? Did the escape ones? Oh yeah, they upgraded. They upgraded. This is 1985. This is 1986. Fascinating. Let me make this easier. Atari Info!
Exclamation. Dappercat has resubscribed to the BOBSTREAM and has been a subscriber for 2 months.
Hey Dappercat.
Need a break from all the awful things happening seemingly every day. Time for the stream.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the resub. My magic keyboards have no labels on them. No, of course not. Because this, right, is Q, but it's also 1. And it's also exclamation mark. Right, this is like this, it's Q. This lowers the layer, which makes it exclamation mark. And this raises the layer, which makes it 1. I do want, when I upgrade this, when I build a new one, I'm going to have one more row, because I do want dedicated numbers for when I'm gaming. Yeah, this is shift. This is delete. This is tab. No, this is escape. Sorry. This is tab. This is control, Windows, Alt. This one does nothing at all. This is space. This is also space. These are the arrow keys. Up, up, left, right, down. No, left, down, up, right. Something like that. Your anti-sub 100 keyboard until your shoulder started to hurt. Yeah, for me it's the split. It's the splitness. I can just do this. This is a great. This is enter, and that's backspace. Or if I hold one of these, it's delete. Atari Info. Onafhankelijk blad voor Atari's gebruikers. It's independent. Number 4, year 2. Comdex. That's Sam Tramiel over there. Ultimate Nepo baby. Look, it's Bill! Our savior. Your keyboard for comparison. I think I've seen your keyboard. Yeah, but you have got a really nice volume knob. Oh, wait. You can't see the volume knob because of me. Hold on, I can just do this. Desk cam. Time Bandit. Karate Kid 2. Hacker 2. The knob is actually working very useful. Yeah, because I have this. It doesn't work as a volume knob, unfortunately. This is for the editing. But you have one of the, you played around with one of those too, Grace, so you know what that's like. A lot of homemade keyboards nowadays have a little extra knob on them, and it is quite a useful thing. For me, volume, I have to do this. That changes my volume. Now that you can see it. Oh, UN, this is for you? The Pinball Factory for the Atari ST. The 8-bit NES keyboard is cute, yes. And you can get those big giant buttons for it. I want like a big button I can do something with that I can just reprogram to do anything with. Basic. I do also... Oh! Page is loose. Can I reattach these? Am I a standard mouse type or I got some other thing going on? I got this Atari G305 Lightspeed. I got it because two reasons. One, cute color. And two, it's got two side buttons. The Atari box is from an uncle. It's from a family friend. Not officially an uncle. Basically an uncle. An uncle by association. Why is the music so loud? But yes, entirely free. Paid nothing for it. I'm hoping to go see him again this summer. Once we've recovered a little bit. And he might still have a 486 computer that he wants to get rid of. And I've been feeling that would be very useful for me. Jim! Oh, a desktop system. More logo. Coupons. More logo. Okay. There's a neighborhood in Aruba called Kumam. Does he knows I'm streaming? He doesn't. I don't think he knows what streaming is. He has a modern laptop. He has a modern phone. I don't think he knows what streaming is. He may have seen a YouTube video of me. These look kind of cool. Look how industrial these look. The tap strap. The tap strap. Tap strap. Hold on. Oh, I've heard of this. Does it work? "10-hour rechargeable battery." I had at some point I was playing around with Raspberry Pis, and I had thoughts of like it requires practice. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's good for the what's it called? Neuroplasticity. Keep your brain fresh. I was playing around with Raspberry Pis, and I would try to kind of see what the smallest computer I could make was. And I have a keyboard that's smaller than this one, even, called the Gherkin, which is basically like just these purple keys, maybe even less. And I was looking into mouse alternatives, and one thing I got was like a little laser pointer that had like a tiny little mouse trackpad. It's like a ring. Was it a ring? It was a ring. It was simultaneously a laser pointer and a tiny little trackpad, like a circle, like this big. Fucking sucked. It was terrible. I use it as a laser pointer for the cat. That's it. Desktop can go. Atari info. E2 number 4 December 86 Jan 87 magazine. Dutch. Alright, go back. Dutch. Atari info. Loose middle page, centerfold. That's what it is technically. All right, here's another Atari info. Atari info. Year 2. Number 2. Summer 86. Zomer. Magazine. Dutch. Atari info. These gadgets are like toys for people that crave a more serious relationship with their computer. My ultimate idea playing around with the Raspberry Pi stuff was a distraction-free writing device. And I was looking into like headsets. I got like this LG headset that paired with one of their phones. But it required specific software, but I paid like five euros for it or something. Not quite a VR device. Just goggles. And then I remember seeing these on AliExpress. You had these headsets that had like little mirrors in them that you could place your phone like basically on your forehead, and it would have a mirror so that you could kind of make it look like your phone was like at a certain distance. I thought, oh, I could get that, and like one of those on AliExpress also they sold like screens for VR headsets separately. These beautiful little high-res screens with HDMI in. Anyway, I ran out of money. I didn't get very far. But it was fun. Atari info. That's Jack. It's Uncle Jack. You ruined both Commodore and Atari. Hey, that's one of the books we have. I wonder if he saw this book in this magazine, and that's why he got it. Movie Maker. More logo. God, they're obsessed with logo. This is a cool printer. The Okimate 10 printer. Look how square and boxy it is. These distraction-free writing aids. Yeah, I don't need it anymore. I learned to be distraction-free in my own head by just disabling my Blue Sky tab. Again, the centerfold is loose. That's too bad. Data Becker? Where's the Data Becker? What's a Data Becker? Data Becker, the Snell's going to... Oh, I have one of these. I have one of these books. Hold on. Atari Peaks and Pokes. Sorry, Data Becker. There's a company in Germany that sold so many weird programs on CD-ROMs. Cool. They also sold programs in book form. Back in my day, we got our programs in books and magazines. RCS. Oh, this is actual code. Sorry. Basic is actual code. But that looks like actual recognizable code. The Atari 1040 ST. An ST or an Amiga would be really nice to have at some point. Rough. Easy Draw. The professional drawing program for the Atari ST. Another Atari info. I'm gonna see if there's some English magazines to get through. Data Becker, Dreamhouse Designer. These CAD programs always tempted me. Oh, Grace. Have I told you that I finished, was it yesterday? The day before? At some point this weekend. I finished Paradise Killer. Traumhaus. Yeah, The Sims before The Sims. Cool. This weekend, I guess, I finished Paradise Killer. I enjoyed it. All right. Solid 8, I think. The ending was a little bit... It's more about the journey than the destination, let's just say. The ending, to me, felt a little bit like... I'm used to... Not that I've played many of them, but I'm used to visual novel-type games having a good ending or a bad ending, or at least telling you what the other options were. Whereas here, refreshingly, it was more like, your choices are your choices. Peace. Which I liked. But the thing that struck me about Paradise Killer, while playing it, especially the opening hours when you get introduced to that world, what I thought was, these were my literal words, this is kind of a Graceless-like, in the sense that you're kind of dropped into this world that is very alien and yet uses recognizable archetypes and is like a wholly unique fictional world that in some ways seems really well thought out, and like the writer has a big fucking notebook full of all the history of all that stuff, but in other ways is also entirely inscrutable. And like, you're getting a peek into someone's brain, they're letting you into something that is almost private, but not quite. But you can't really penetrate past a certain barrier, and you have to stay with impressions of what it's all supposed to mean and be. So it wasn't so much about the lore as it is about, like, the lore represents feelings. This is what I have with, like, especially with Funny Walk, but also definitely Beautycopter. That there's a dream-like quality to all of it, but it feels like a very personal dream, and it's not like fucked up scary dream like a David Lynch, but more it's a painting in words that's also somehow a painting in what is it? Games. Trying a little too hard to be cool. You know what I liked about Paradise Killer? What I liked the most about it? It felt like someone's first game. It felt like someone's first game. They got budget. They were able to hire people to make cool character drawings and understand the engine and all that stuff. But you could see, like, oh, I don't know how to do this kind of gameplay, so I'm not even gonna bother with it. I'm just gonna have, like, this world where you can walk around and there's these basic ways to interact with it. But I'm gonna give you enough freedom and there's gonna be enough narrative interest that you almost don't see the basicness of it. It's like 2 steps away from being something that Nintendo wouldn't... No, that's not true anymore. Nintendo allows all kinds of bullshit on the Switch. But something that wouldn't have a publisher, let's say. But it was very interesting. But it's a shame the ending wasn't as riveting as the rest. Musique mit Atari. Let's just go through this. 128 kilobyte expansion for the 800 XL. That's what I need. There's a turtle again. Damn it, logo. Oh, hold on. Also loose centerfold. Oh, this also has more than a loose centerfold. Oof. I get caught up a lot with narrative-heavy games and trying to fit them into some kind of thematic taxonomy. Basically, how Skyrim gameplay gets kind of rote, but with narratives. I understand that. I've also been playing. I've just started playing Blasphemous. I suppose I'm in a bit of a morbid mood. And Blasphemous also has this world that is insanely well thought out, aesthetically incredibly tight, but also you have no idea what's going on. And I feel like if I watched a YouTube video where someone explained the story, I'd be like, sure, whatever you say. I'm currently in a very private process of finishing my first album with English lyrics, and acutely aware I'm mostly doing it for myself. I love it. Blasphemous, Grace, is a beautiful pixel art 2D Metroidvania Souls-like that draws heavily. I think the developers are Spanish, and it draws heavily from Spanish Catholic kind of Gothic aesthetics. Yeah, that's the end of that sentence. Home word, the personal word processor. See, I was like, after Paradise Killer, I still wanted to play stuff on the Switch, and all I really had on the Switch that I kind of thought, okay, I'd want to give this a try again was Dead Cells. Now, Dead Cells is a roguelite. They don't really appeal to me. Dead Cells is the game, to me, that made me realize I don't really like roguelikes, or roguelites, whatever. I like a more designed world. But I could tell it was fantastic. Everything about it was fantastic. It felt fantastic. It just didn't click for me. I put, I don't know, maybe 20 hours into it, but never got very far. So I wanted to give it another try. And I probably still am. But then I saw that Blasphemous was like €6. I thought, okay, €6 I can maybe spare. So probably gotta go back and forth on those two. I also still need to finish RoboCop Rogue City, which is also enjoyable. Atari info. Year 1. Number 2. Not Zomber Zomer. 1985. Okay, I'm gonna go look for... Well, first off, shout outs to this magazine, this hobby magazine called Hobbit. But I'm gonna go look for some of these English language. Not these. So I can read them with you, you know. Oh god, don't break anything, please. Alright. Analog Computing. The #1 magazine for Atari computer owners. Featuring trade secrets. Sick. Flight Simulator 2 scenery discs. Where's this from? This is American. This is pretty thick, too. How many pages is this? Oh, okay, it's just thick paper.
Assurance. Today is the day.
Hey, Red. How are you doing? I've missed streaming a lot. We're building up stuff. What does Atari have in store for us this summer? What summer is this? Summer of 87. The XE computer system. The game system. I think the Atari XE game system is one of the cutest and prettiest consoles ever made. I like its diagonal cartridges, its little painter's palette style. I would really like one day. Character sets. More basic. A survival guide for the novice programmer. Use Git.
Gratitude. Tim has become a patron and unlocked exclusive access.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. It's cool to see that that works. Don't have that very often that a patron joins. That's you, Dapper Cat. Hi, Dapper Cat. Thank you, Dapper Cat. Computer Vice Super Specials. Mouse Maker. I don't really have a way to link those names together, you know? Yes, I've missed streaming. Vacation took a lot out of me. And of course, everything that happened after. Not really great. Alliance? Although I'm going back. Aliens! Desperate battle for Earth. Strategy, action, space battles. First person animated graphics. We're looking that up. See you later, Grace. Good night. Thank you very much for hanging out. Aliens. For the Atari ST and the C64. Aliens. Game. Nope. Dark Alliance. Atari. The no YouTube. There we go. Thank you, Dapper Cat.
Or hurt. So you start it up
Alright, let's load.
in a futuristic world.
From 12 years ago.
It is made by Starsoft. It was released in 1988. Theme is arcade, real-time sci-fi, futuristic type game.
I'll take a picture of it.
It's a first-person type platform arcade action game, and it's really a lot of mix of a lot of styles depending on where you are.
Yeah, I just like to see gameplay, please.
For something to happen. 2300 AD. There's a lot
of lore.
Type game. And so here goes. So we continue. We win. Nice.
This video is more than halfway done. We still
Something
don't have
that is
gameplay.
Kind of interesting. Have to centrally placed as possible. If it goes too far away, it will actually crash. So, for example, here it has to stay in the red circle and as close to the middle as possible. If you skip out of the circle, it will actually crash land instead of really staying close.
They're like randomly controlling your ship.
So possible. I say in the total the Atari ST version.
Well, that's not very exciting, is it? Oh, this is the 8-bit version. This is also just text. I think that's it. This is just the intro. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Aliens. Sorry. Cute ad though. Super sale! Reconditioned Atari merchandise. Get a numeric keypad for $7. I have one of those. They're worth a lot more than $7 now. I had 3. I have one. I sold one that was complete in box for I think 45 euros. I have another one that's even more complete in box. That's completely complete in box. And another one that's loose with the manual. I think I may have sold it for more. I might have sold it for 70 or something like that. Must be under embargo for revealing the rest of the game. That's like copyright infringement, you know? Isgur portfolio system. A good year for the Atari crop, Super SD speculation, and response to readers. Ordinary online services left me flat. With Genie, I discovered vast new horizons. There's only so far you can go with most ordinary online information networks, but with Genie, the General Electric Network for Information Exchange... That's actually a General Electric. It's actually a General Electric online service. There's virtually no end to the exciting new interests you can explore. Travel and shopping, 6 user groups, CB and mail, financial services, news, games, monthly premium. Oh! And of course, Defender of the Crown. Did the victor go to spoils? What an experience, like being in a movie! Actual Atari ST screen! Actual Commodore 64 screen! That's exactly like being in a movie. Now playing at a software dealer near you. Cinemaware is a name that I'm familiar with. I think they were selling it using tits. The Ataris are coming in great this year, very healthy on the vine. This is Analog Computing. Analog Computing. Number 55. June 87. Magazine. English. Analog Computing. Page 6. Wait a minute. Got 2 of these. Page 6, Atari Users Magazine. Great Britain Limited. Can you run the country? It seems like any old idiot can. Alright? So... yeah. So wait. Page 6, May, June. Is there like no year? Computer Gammon, a great game. Fight Night, Space Lobsters, Crumble Crisis, and many more. ST section. They got an ST section. I am, you know, since I'm kind of recovering. The first few days after the whole thing with Artorias were like basically days of crying, but I'm now kind of getting back into it. I'm getting back to work. Mrs. Bob is taking some time off. She has the privilege to do that. I unfortunately don't.
Exclamation. Yain Rain has resubscribed to the BOBSTREAM and has been a subscriber for 36 months. Love, love, love.
Thank you, Noya. Yesterday I started work on the new video. It is making some progress. Noya, can you tell me if you two are familiar with Data because the other German in my crew apparently is. Astro Droid boldly goes where no 8-bit has gone before. You heard Data Becker before. Sorry. Red Rat Software. There he is. There's the Red Rat. Look at that cute little guy. Data Becker starring Ted Danson as a dentist computer scientist. That's the Millennium Falcon. Nobody's fooling anyone. Oh, Red Rat to the rescue! Fast becoming the company for the Atari 8-bit machines have come to the rescue of a couple of programs that nearly disappeared along with the ill-fated SECS. S-E-C-S. An agreement has been reached with Big Nose Software for Red Rat to release Go Forth and Sprong. Some of it just feels fake. I was saying something else, but I forgot. Yeah, I'd love to have the time, like if I could do full-time streaming, just read through these for like a month straight. Just read all the articles in them. Wombats 1. The prequel to Wombats 2. Get a Yorkie! Get a Yorkie. I'm not even going to read the rest. Just get a Yorkie. Mini Office 2. 6 powerful home and business programs in just one package. At a price that simply can't be matched. And we can get it all for free now on archive.org, so... STH. 4-page spread on word processing software. The 80s, UN, the 80s were a wild time. What are the programs? Word processor. Okay, here are the programs. Here's the 6 programs. Alright. Word processor. Spreadsheet. Graphics. Database. Comms module. And label printer. What more does an office need? It's gonna take me a long time. The Secret 7th program, Blood Communion. That's once you 100% them and you beat all, you get the secret ending. It's gonna take me a long time to get through all of these, but I think this is fun to do when I don't really feel like playing anything, and I have no rush. The books have all been sorted now. VIP Professional. The Power of Lotus 1, 2, 3. On the Atari ST. Short reviews. Space Lobsters from Red Rat. Sorry, Red Cat is something else. You'll see. Crumble Crisis from Red Rat. I have a feeling the way they keep talking about Red Rat, I have a feeling the people behind Red Rat might be involved with sorry. Page 6. Atari Users Magazine. Ants in your pants. That's exactly where you don't want ants. Kind of funny to see the corporate optimism of more efficient ways to grind labor into dirt. Ah, well. It worked. They were right. CompuMart. Llamasoft presents Color Space. The 3rd generation of Jeff Minter's unique light synthesizers. Mind-machine synergy. Color Space. Hey Fluff. Color Space allows the user to create dynamic interactive light displays using the Atari's 320 by 200 512 color graphics. Do it to music. Your ears won't believe your eyes. Mouse control. Over 100 keyboard commands. Compatible with neochrome images. 20 presets. 84 definable light forms. Record mode. Load and save of performance data. Raw 68,000 power. Harnessed to create a completely new art form. The first true light synthesizer. Play light like music. Now available at £19.95 from retailers of Atari software or direct from Llamasoft. Mount Pleasant Tadley Hants. Alright. Page 6. Your ears won't believe your eyes is pretty good. That's a very Jeff Minter stuff. Noya? Noya presents us the next video. Witchcraft. I mean, I'm actually gonna put that on the list, actually. Oh, no, not that list. Witchcraft. Ada Becker. Okay, so wait, page 6. Atari Users Magazine. May, June. Witch Hunt Through Magical Worlds Magazine. English. Page 6. Issue 27. Here we go. '26, 27. May, June, 1987. You should put that on the cover, guys. I have 2 of them for some reason. Alright. This one's exactly the same. May, June. Yeah. Jan bought 2 of them. 2 copies. Boxing Clever! ROM revival for 5 classic games. This is Atari User, Volume 4, Number 3, July 88. A database publication. Map inside. Discover the treacherous caves of Fort Apocalypse. That's Starquake. Atari plans big TV drive. Didn't work. These are charts. That's cool. Hey, there's Mini Office 2 again. Oh, here. Free with your subscription. Credit card sized calculators. Not gonna lie, it'd be cool to have one of those. Return of the ROMs. Just re-releases. Here's the map to Fort Apocalypse, just in case you need it. To make sure the Atari 520 SDFM only plays games that are worthy of it, we're giving you £400 worth for free. Only the Atari Summer Pack gives you the world's best home computers, plus the world's best games. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. You can buy a 520 SDFM and get 414 pounds together for £400. But only until September 1st, so sorry. Dapper Cat, I regret to inform you that, like, most video games are already misogyny simulators. Just think of any GTA. The wonderful world of Atari. Nyout. DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball. I mean, at least there you can't beat the women. New low price ST. Please. Time and Magic. The Trilogy. From the unfortunately named and logoed Mandarin Software. Okay, so this is Atari user Vol 4 No 3 July 1988. Magazine English. Atari user. Got another analog computing. Including Video Game Digest. DOS CD. Double your disk capacity. So, okay. Let's deconstruct this. So the man's head is a monitor on which is a low-res pixelized version of his head. He somehow took a bite out of a large, one of those large, 5-inch floppy disks? He is also eating various loose computer PCB components. Blobby Volley. Blobby Volley. I've never heard of this. I see. You thought I'm a blob. APAC System Cloud Hopper, just so you know. The Gorf space game. You can get an Atari 1040 ST color system for just $975.95. 8-bit news. Remember the 8 bits? The analog computing binder. Back issues. I'm not gonna lie, analog computing. These things they're not a money pouch. Not doing it for me. Needlework may do the trick. But need some pictures of what it looks like though. Gotta teach those kids to consume, eat. Pay. Be a busybody express. Put your BBS on hold when you need a break. I don't want to see more basic programs, please. Get these basic programs out of my face. I want articles, pictures, and advertisements. The History of Video Gaming, Part 2, The Golden Age Dawns. That wonderful year, 1978. My question also with cataloging these things is, do some of these need archiving? And if so, how can I help? Refresh your memory and keep your cool. Introducing the SD hard drive system. Nothing bad is gonna happen soon to the video game magazine industry. Well, this is 1988. Analog computing. Number 60. May 1988. Magazine. English. Analog computing. Oh, you hear 78. Well, that was a little history lesson. Another analog computing. This is a pretty thick one. For telecommunications assistance, modems and the Atari 8-bits, the Baud Warrior, and of course, music during the VB interrupt. Nice. Part 1 of the history. Yeah, we'll see. This is number 53. This is a little earlier. CompuServe. Advertising sales. Pocket reference cards. Flight simulator scenery discs. I'm getting a few repetitions of advertisements. You know what? I've had a good enough time that if I'm streaming on Thursday, I might do more of this. Because, this is some art. Those are energy beams. Okay? Those are energy beams. Clean your mind. That's jizz though. Yeah, I might do. I have many more of these magazines to get through. So, analog computing on Delphi puts you online with the world. Technology coloring book. Access leaderboard golf. Printing on that code is basically piracy. Hell yeah. Oh. I'd like a camera, please. Did it overheat? Hold on. Why is it saying update plugin? Oh, I am running low on battery here. No, not the mainframe. Okay, 1 second. I've been having problems with the camera. It could be that the phone is overheated. Having trouble with this before.
That ain't right.
That's true. Come on now. Are we doing this? I wasn't done with the magazine. Deactivate. Okay. 119. Why are you doing this? The camera doesn't want to work at all. Hello. So why is this camera working fine? I got it connected to USB now. Come on, Droid Cam. I'm doing everything right. You're not allowed to not work. This is a bummer. I've been thinking about, well, look, I've been thinking about a lot of things because of what happened to Artorias, so there's a lot of reconsidering going on of, what I want to do with my life. One of them is, I'd like to redo the stream. Build it from the ground up, you know. But that takes time. I don't have time. That's the problem with that. That's why I've been neglecting all the technical aspects of it. And slowly but surely, as OBS continues to update, everything continues to break. Now, this is genuinely pissing me off. Copy. This is the correct IP address. You have an idea for how it would change? No, not really, because it's just the idea of wanting it to change and be new and fresh. And just explore new ideas for how I would show the chat and that kind of stuff. I'd streamline it a bit, I think. There's a lot of like extra stuff that I don't really care for anymore in the same way as I used to. Maybe play around with how the chat shows up. Maybe also harmonize it a bit with the YouTube stuff. The fun part about the YouTube stuff is every new video I get to experiment a bit. On the one hand, I would have loved to have my aesthetic completely nailed and perfect and everything the same from the very start, and I admire channels who have that and keep that consistency. But also, it's nice to always try something new, tweak it a little bit, move along. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna happen, pals. Let me try something. Use Wi-Fi IP. No, that's the wrong one then. This is the one I want. Use Wi-Fi IP. The cohesive aesthetic big art mess spectrum. Yes. Yes. I think look, when you're doing YouTube stuff, you have to consider branding, unfortunately. That's not something you can ignore. It's not just you know, art. I don't know what to do anymore. Yeah, I think this is an OBS problem. I think we're gonna have to call it here. Unless we just want to have a little conversation. But I can't look at magazines. I'm gonna look through this one and see if there's any beautiful ads still to look at. Hooking up a BSR X10 controller to your Atari. Why didn't I think of that? There's still so much of this magazine to go. The next video... You wanted the red rat as a t-shirt? Hell yeah. The next video is still quite a ways off. I'm still in the research phase. I've made some scrumptious, delicious discoveries, though. And I had a question of what I was gonna do for the intro, and that has been answered. And answered very loudly, and now it's running in my head. But it's still gonna take a while. It's gonna be... It's the same thing as with the aesthetics. The format is gonna change up a little. That's also something that I like to have consistent, but doesn't always work. And for this game and how I'm gonna treat it, because it's gonna be as much a profile on the developer as it's going to be focused on the one specific game. That game actually, now that I think about it, that was just the idea to do that was just because the story of the developer is larger than that one game, and that one game isn't, there's not that much to say about it, so I thought, oh, I'm gonna do a little documentary on the developer too. But it turns out that game was released basically right in the middle of their existence as a developer / publisher, as a games company. So it really works as like this pivot point of rising and fall. Analog computing number 53, April 1987. Magazine. English. Is there a party outside? Maybe. Analog computing. Where's the music? Why did the music stop? Why? Did Winamp crash? It's never happened before. Oh. What is going on? Okay, analog computing, got that one done. All right, so I have, okay, so this is the pile of magazines that I could grab right now. I would say the total amount of magazines that I have is about 4 times this. Although this isn't a magazine, this is another binder of copied stuff. But we still got some stuff to go through. It's going to be several streams. I don't know how many. But we went through all the books, which was only 9 of them, to be fair, and some other stuff. So I'm probably gonna come back on Thursday to do more magazines, because the magazines are fun, especially the English language ones, and it's fun to look at the ads. Oh, compute! Oh, sorry. Compute! Motherfucker, compute! And, yeah. Until I've cataloged all of them, I am not done. There's some duplicates here too, which is funny. Yeah, I'll be back on Thursday, I hope. This is what happens when you violate the law, by the way. You turn into this. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. I don't know how consistent I'm gonna be with the streams. I've even before the vacation, I decided for myself that I'm only gonna stream when I feel like it, or when I have something to do on stream. You know, this is very time-consuming, but it's fun to just hang out when I don't feel like playing a game. I also have these binders still. All these binders. Don't know what to do with those. These are just full of random crap. Some of it's personal and interesting. These are probably keepers, but they take up a lot of room. Some of this stuff is gonna go unvinted. Most of the stuff is gonna go unvinted, to be quite honest. I don't know. The magazines I want to catalog better and get an understanding if they need to be archived, maybe. And either I do that, or I can send them to someone who does that. I don't know. The books are definitely going unvinted. What else? Is there anything else for me to... I'm slowly returning to Blue Sky. I've culled my follow lists a little bit to get rid of people who are inactive or who I think are a little too politically active. Because I noticed it was really just affecting my enjoyment of the platform. Now, this is, of course, all very much tainted by what was going on with Artorias, even before my vacation. I'll, to be perfectly honest, because he was sick, or because of his condition and how much care that took, there is like a lot of extra energy, or there will be once the grieving has stabilized, I suppose. And a part of me is looking forward to seeing what I can do with that mental energy and extra time, because taking care of him in these last months has it's taken its toll, and I no longer have to do that. But yeah, Blue Sky wise, I'm gonna slowly return, but also keep things at an arm's length, and try not to get affected by things too much. YouTube work will continue. I'm kind of annoyed, like, the video's at least a month and a half out. Well, the plan was first week of August, but I don't know if that's happening anymore. But I'll be doing a lot of research and work on all that stuff. And, yeah, thanks for the patron sub, Dappercat. Patron sub? The Patreon? Thanks for the resubs, everyone. Thanks for the donations. Like, all donation money for the next couple of months is gonna go into the Artorias pot, essentially, because it's not... Like, we've already spent that amount. This amount. Not this amount. This amount. And we'd like to get a nice little urn for him. That's also gonna be an amount. And it's a big chunk of very unhappy money that happened at a very inopportune time, because we basically spent all our money already on the vacation. You know how it goes. The universe is kind of uncaring, but we don't have to be. I'll say this. Oh, I'll say this. Because this was only deployed in the beginning, but I can deploy it now. Is this the right one? No, this is not the right one. I made this for the time being. He was a beautiful creature, and I loved him very much, and I miss him very much. And I get to keep on living, and for that I am grateful, and I am grateful for having you here with me on this little journey, this spin on the earth. Today is the day. Tomorrow will be the day.
Gratitude. Fluff has donated your 20.00 to the BOBSTREAM.
Thank you, Fluff. Thank you very much. Have a good night. I'll see you on Thursday. I'll see you around the internet. Take it easy.
Thank you for enjoying the BOBSTREAM. I love you all. Assurance, today is the day.